It all started as a harmless little test my friends convinced me to try. But when my husband hit play on that video, my heart sank. Because the truth he recorded wasn't about him. It was about me. I wish I could say this all started with a real reason, like a fight, or a lie, or some sign that my husband, Alex, was pulling away from me. But it didn't. It started with a comment from my friend Jessica. One that crept into my brain and refused to leave. We were sitting in her apartment in Brooklyn on a slow Friday evening, sipping iced tea and scrolling on our phones. You know, the kind of night where gossip feels like a sport and drama is just entertainment. Guys, seriously, men these days, Jessica said dramatically. You can never know what they're up to. I laughed. Because Alex? The guy who still texts me good morning love every day? He's perfect. But Jessica wasn't joking. She leaned in. You trust him way too much. That's exactly why he could pull one over on you. My other friend Rachel jumped in. You should test him. Just a little. See how he reacts if someone flirts with him. I rolled my eyes. You're joking, right? Alex isn't like that. Jessica smirked. That's what women say, right before reality hits. And just like that, a tiny seed was planted. What if? What if he was hiding something? What if he was bored? What if I was too comfortable? That night, lying in bed next to Alex, listening to his calm breathing, the questions circled in my mind. Husbands change. You never know what they're doing. You trust too much. I turned to look at him. My Alex. The man I'd loved for 6 years. The man who still kissed me on the forehead every night. Could he really? No. Impossible. But doubts don't need truth. They just need imagination. By the next morning, the idea of testing him didn't sound completely insane. Just a little test, I told myself. Nothing serious. Nothing that could hurt him. I didn't realize I was about to hurt myself instead. Before we begin, if you enjoy stories that touch the heart and remind us of life's quiet miracles, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It truly helps our little storytelling family grow. Jessica and Rachel had the perfect plan. Send a casual text from my cousin's number, Jessica suggested. Just a simple, hey, saw you at the coffee shop today? If he ignores her, great. If he responds, well, you'll know. I hated it. It felt wrong, childish, mean-spirited. But a quiet voice in my head whispered, maybe it's good to know. So I agreed. Yes, I muttered. The stupidest word I've ever said in my life. Jessica clapped like she'd just won the lottery. Don't worry, he'll never know. And she was right. At least not yet. By evening, the test was live. Rachel's cousin, a bubbly girl named Lauren, sent Alex a message. Hey, not sure if you remember me. I think we bumped into each other at the coffee shop earlier. Slightly smiling face. My heart raced. I kept checking my phone obsessively from the couch. 2 hours passed. Still nothing. I felt relief wash over me. I said, a smug smile on my face. He's loyal. Didn't even respond. But Jessica and Rachel weren't convinced. Maybe he didn't see it, Jessica said, frowning. Or maybe he's thinking what to say, Rachel added. Their doubts poked holes in my relief. Hours later, Alex walked into the living room. He looked tired. Quieter than usual. Long day? I asked. Yeah, he replied a little too quickly. Really long. Something felt off. My stomach twisted. Everything okay? I asked, trying not to sound suspicious. Yet just thinking, he said. I couldn't stop my mind from racing. Guilt? Suspicion? Or worse, guilt over suspicion? Later that night, Alex called me from the kitchen. Come here, he said. I followed him, curious. He was sitting at the kitchen table, phone in front of him. Sit, he said. I obeyed. He looked at me, not angry, not sad, just calm, serious. Then he tapped his phone. I think you should see this, he said. The screen lit up. The video began. And what I saw changed everything. I stared at the screen in shock. The video started with a quiet click, like someone had set a phone on a table. At first, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The camera angle was familiar. Jessica's living room, the corner where we always gathered to gossip, drink wine, and complain about life. But seeing it from this angle, it felt wrong. Then I heard her voice. "Okay, tomorrow we're going to message Alex from my cousin's number. Let's see how perfect he really is." I froze. My mouth went dry. Rachel's voice joined in. "Don't tell her everything yet. She'll act differently if she knows the plan. We want to see how he reacts first." Tell her everything? Me. They were talking about me. I could feel my stomach twist and my heart sink. My friends weren't planning to help me. They were planning to see me hurt. And the worst part, they sounded excited. Jessica laughed. I want to see her face when she realizes she trusted him too much. Too much. That word cut me deeper than any insult. The video continued. Rachel said, "If he doesn't respond, we'll say his silence means he's hiding something. Men never ignore pretty girls." Jessica laughed again. "And if he does respond, we'll twist it against her." Twist. They weren't testing Alex. They were testing me. I felt dizzy, like the ground had disappeared beneath me. Alex didn't say anything. He didn't accuse me. He just watched me. Calmly. Patiently. Why do you have this?" I finally whispered, my voice shaking. He didn't answer immediately. "I went to return your charger last week. You left it at Jessica's," he said. "When I walked in, I overheard your friends." I blinked. "And you recorded them?" He nodded. "I had a feeling they weren't really looking out for you. But even I didn't expect this." He paused, then pressed play again. The video continued. Jessica. "Do you think he'll fall for it?" Rachel. "Men always fall for attention. Let's see if she believes him." I could hardly breathe. Alex leaned back in his chair. I didn't respond to the message from Lauren because I knew it was a setup. I wanted to see how far they'd go. My eyes widened. "You knew." He nodded. "I knew. Your friends have been manipulating you for months." I didn't want to interfere, but when I realized they were planning to break your trust, I had to stop it. I felt my knees weaken. Alex wasn't defending himself. He was showing me something I had ignored for too long. Who my real friends were. The recording ended with Jessica and Rachel laughing, clinking glasses, celebrating their plan like it was some twisted game. I covered my face with my hands, feeling ashamed. Alex reached out and lifted my chin gently. "It's not about the test. It's about why you felt the need to take it." I wanted to cry. I don't know. They kept saying. "Don't explain," he said softly. "Just think. Why are you listening to people who want to see you hurt?" His words stung. I feel stupid," I whispered. "You were influenced," Alex said calmly. "But it's not just your fault. I recorded this so you wouldn't get hurt any worse. You deserve the truth." Tears ran down my cheeks. He stood up and held my hand. "Do you still trust them more than you trust me?" I didn't have an answer. Because the truth was clear. My friends didn't have my back. Alex did. And the next day, I would see just how far Alex was willing to go to protect me. The next morning, I woke up feeling like a different person. The doubts, the whispers, the what-ifs that my friends had planted, they all felt heavy, almost suffocating. But more than anything, I felt a quiet determination. Alex had shown me the truth, not only about my so-called friends, but about myself. By the afternoon, Jessica and Rachel were supposed to drop by. They didn't know that Alex had already seen everything, that he had every word, every laugh, every detail recorded. I wanted to run, to hide, to pretend it never happened. But Alex held my hand. "Let's face them," he said. His voice calm, steady, but firm. "You need to see who they really are." My stomach twisted. Part of me was scared, but the rest of me knew it had to happen. When they arrived, they walked in smiling like nothing had changed. "Hey girl," Jessica called. "We thought we'd come over, Anne." Alex didn't let her finish. He held up his phone. "Do you want to explain this?" he asked, pressing play. The room went silent. Jessica's smile faltered. Rachel's eyes widened. The smug confidence they carried just the day before had vanished. The recording filled the room. Their voices, their laughter, the plotting to trick me into thinking Alex was unfaithful. Jessica stammered. "Huey, it was just a joke." "A joke?" I echoed, voice shaking. "You tried to manipulate me. You tried to make me doubt the man I've loved for 6 years, for what? Entertainment." Rachel's face went red. "We didn't mean anything by it. We were just curious." Curious? I couldn't believe my ears. I had spent months worrying about Alex. Months letting their whispers chip away at my trust. And all this time, it wasn't Alex who was the problem. It was them. Alex turned to me. "Do you see now? You didn't need to test me. You didn't need to listen to them. The only loyalty you needed to question was theirs." Jessica tried to interrupt, but Alex continued. "I recorded everything because I wanted you to see who's really looking out for you, who's genuinely on your side. And I wanted you to know, I'm not the one you need to test." I felt tears welling up, not from sadness, but from relief, from clarity, from finally seeing the truth. I'm sorry," he whispered. "I'm sorry, Alex, for even thinking." He pulled me close. "It's over. Don't let anyone make you doubt yourself or us again." Jessica and Rachel didn't leave immediately. They stood there, frozen, knowing their plan had been exposed and failed completely. Finally, Jessica muttered, I guess we went too far." "Yes, you did," Alex said firmly. "Too far for anyone who calls themselves a friend." I watched them leave, and as the door closed behind them, I realized something important. The people who plant seeds of doubt in your heart, no matter how convincing, aren't your friends. Your friends don't try to break you for fun. Alex and I sat together in silence for a while after that, just breathing, just letting the tension fade. He looked at me and smiled gently. "You see? Trust isn't just about words or tests. It's about seeing who stands with you when it counts." I nodded, resting my head on his shoulder. "I see it now, loud and clear." It was a lesson I would never forget. A lesson about trust, love, and the people we choose to let into our lives. And for the first time in months, I felt completely safe. Not just with Alex, but in my own heart. The days after the confrontation felt strangely quiet. Jessica and Rachel stopped calling and texting. Their messages, once constant, vanished like smoke. For the first time in months, I wasn't second-guessing every word Alex said or every glance he gave me. But healing doesn't happen overnight. I had to face the part of me that allowed their whispers to take root. The part that doubted the man I married. The part that had almost fallen for a lie, because I let my fears grow unchecked. Alex noticed my quiet reflection, and gently took my hand one evening as we sat on the couch, coffee mugs in hand. "Talk to me," he said softly. I keep thinking about everything," I admitted. "About how easily they manipulated me. About how I doubted you without cause. I feel foolish." He shook his head, brushing a loose strand of hair from my face. "You're not foolish. You're human. We all have insecurities. The important thing is you recognized it, and we faced it together." That's when it hit me. This was more than just clearing up a misunderstanding with friends. This was about rebuilding trust. Trust in each other, and trust in myself. We started small. Simple gestures, extra long hugs, late-night conversations, small surprises. Alex would leave me little notes around the house. Sticky notes on the fridge, bookmarks in my books, even texts that made me laugh in the middle of a busy day. And I learned to notice him, not just the grand gestures, but the quiet ones. The way he always remembered how I like my coffee. The way he listens when I talk about work stress. The way he shows up, not because he's asked to, but because he cares. Healing wasn't about erasing the past. It was about understanding it and choosing to grow. One Saturday afternoon, we went for a walk in the park. The air was crisp, and the trees were bright with fall colors. Alex held my hand tightly. "I feel like we've come out stronger," he said, looking at me with a warmth that made my chest ache. "I know," I replied, squeezing his hand. "I've learned who really matters. And I've learned not to let anyone plant doubt where there's trust." He smiled, his eyes twinkling. "I also learned that sometimes, I have to protect you from people you trust more than me, even if it means recording a little bit of drama." I laughed, a genuine, full laugh. For the first time in a long time, I felt free from the tension that had gripped my heart. That evening, as we cooked dinner together, I reflected on how easy it is to let outside voices interfere in a relationship. Friends, family, co-workers, they all have opinions. Some are helpful, some are toxic. But the voice that matters most is the one you hear when you sit quietly with the person you love, the one who has been there through thick and thin. Alex and I sat down to eat, the warm aroma of roasted chicken filling the kitchen. I reached for his hand across the table. "I'm sorry for doubting you," I said sincerely. "And I forgive you," he replied gently. "You didn't realize it at the time. But now you do. That's what matters." In that moment, I realized that trust isn't just about catching someone in a lie. It's about believing in them when the world tries to make you think otherwise. The incident with Jessica and Rachel became a turning point, not a fracture. It reminded me that real friends don't set traps, and real love doesn't need tests. Over the next few weeks, I focused on rebuilding myself too, journaling my thoughts, practicing mindfulness, and reminding myself every day of why I married Alex. Slowly, the lingering doubt faded, and in its place, a deeper appreciation for the man who stayed calm when I panicked. The man who showed me the truth, not with anger, but with patience. The man who loved me enough to protect me from a storm I didn't even see coming. By the time the leaves fully changed color, our home felt lighter. Conversations were easier, laughter returned, and the little signs of trust, handwritten notes, inside jokes, shared glances, became the foundation of our renewed relationship. I knew the road ahead wouldn't always be smooth. There would be challenges, moments of doubt, external pressures. But now, I was armed with a lesson that no one could ever take away. Love isn't about testing, it's about believing. And trust? Trust is the choice to believe in someone, even when the world whispers otherwise. Weeks turned into months, and the tension that had haunted our lives slowly faded. The incident with Jessica and Rachel became less of a daily shadow and more of a lesson. A harsh one, but necessary. Alex and I had grown closer, our bond deeper than before. Not because we went through the test, but because we survived it together. We had learned to communicate better, to lean on each other instead of letting outside voices influence our emotions. One Saturday morning, as sunlight streamed through our kitchen windows, Alex and I sat at the table with coffee and pastries. I watched him laugh at a story I was telling, and my heart swelled. I realized just how much I had taken him for granted, and how easily doubt could creep in if I wasn't careful. Weeks turned into months, and the tension that had haunted our lives slowly faded. The incident with Jessica and Rachel became less of a daily shadow and more of a lesson. A harsh one, but necessary. Alex and I had grown closer, our bond deeper than before. Not because we went through the test, but because we survived it together. We had learned to communicate better, to lean on each other instead of letting outside voices influence our emotions. One Saturday morning, as sunlight streamed through our kitchen windows, Alex and I sat at the table with coffee and pastries. I watched him laugh at a story I was telling, and my heart swelled. I realized just how much I had taken him for granted, and how easily doubt could creep in if I wasn't careful. "Hey," he said, reaching across the table to take my hand. "I've been thinking." I raised an eyebrow. About us. About how we handled everything. And how strong we've become. I smiled softly. "Yeah, I guess we really did come out stronger." He nodded. "I love that we can laugh again. That we can enjoy life without worrying about what someone else says or does. But most importantly, I love that we trust each other now more than ever." It was true. Every look, every word, every small gesture of love felt genuine and unshakable. The fear and doubt that once clouded my mind had been replaced with clarity and peace. "I'm glad you recorded everything," I said softly, leaning my head on his shoulder. He kissed the top of my head. "I'm glad I did too. Not because it proved anything about me, but because it showed you the truth. And I wanted you to see who really had your back." I smiled, tears threatening again, not of sorrow, but of gratitude. "You've shown me more than anyone ever has. That's more than any test could ever do." From that day forward, Alex and I made a pact. No more secrets, no more tests, no more doubts fueled by others. Our marriage was stronger because we had faced the lies, the whispers, and the drama together, and had chosen each other over everything else. And life became about love, laughter, and trust. Every small gesture, every shared smile, every quiet moment reminded me that we didn't need validation from anyone but each other. Months later, I walked past Jessica's apartment while out for coffee. She waved awkwardly, and I nodded politely, but I didn't stop. I had no anger, no bitterness, just clarity. I knew exactly who belonged in my life. Alex squeezed my hand as we continued walking. "Ready for brunch?" he asked, smiling. "Absolutely," I said, laughing. And in that laugh was freedom. We had survived the test my friends tried to set for us. We had exposed the truth. We had healed. And together, Alex and I moved forward, stronger, wiser, and more in love than ever before. Because some lessons are painful, but the love that survives them is unbreakable.